Well, here's the first look at my new fleet. I bought 21, 22, and 23 here. I have wanted to buy an M35A2 for about 15 years, and I'd see them come up every once in a while in private hands, but I never wanted to spend that much money because these are just going to be a big toy for me. I don't really need one. And then last week, I just happened to be looking at an auction that I check every once in a while, and there was a whole fleet of these for sale, and all of the listings were going to end within like half an hour of when I found it. So on a complete whim and unexpectedly, I bid on 4 of them. I didn't win 4 of them though. I won 3. So I called the auction lot and they told me, yeah, you can come get them tomorrow. And we've never seen any of them run in like a decade. Which is about what I expected, but not as promising as it could have been. 23 looks pretty sad. It says on the hood, no tie rod, bad brakes, needs transmission, good seat, good wires, air shift and heat. The tie rod is absolutely missing, which is going to make loading it fun. I wouldn't say there's a good seat in here, nor is there a gauge cluster. Haven't looked any further than that, but all the tires more or less have air in them. 22 winch truck, at least has an engine, has a white in it. Seats are existing. Another lack of a gauge cluster, bunch of wirings cut. No idea what that's going to turn into to deal with. Tires all mostly hold air. I got troop seats in all 3 of them. I got Bose on this one. Nothing really in the beds, maybe some old wood. 23, again, we got tires. I haven't looked closely at this one yet. This is the one I'm kind of the most excited about. You got the winch on it. This is the newest one. Seems to have a tie rod. Check batteries. We got a bunch of stuff in the back of this one. We got another spare tire that looks like somebody's welded it into a signpost. We got a pogo stick off a tractor. But we got a PTO and a winch, and that winch has a cable. Got a bird nest, more bird stuff. Got a bumper step. I didn't see bumper steps. The other 2 don't have those, so that's nice. Winch with no cable. How are we? Turn. How are we on engine oil? It's black. It's black and it's a little over full, which could be bad. But I'm not going to worry about that too much just yet. At least if I try to start it, I'm less likely to blow up the engine. Anything in the radiator. Come on. Like that. Not that I can see. Seal's good though. I don't know how much of this I'm going to try to record today, because this is literally the first I've seen of these things. Oh, focus, you potato. My goal, in a perfect world, I'd like to get this one and this one started to drive on the trailer. The one that's missing the tie rod, we're going to have to pick the front end up with a telehandler or something, but we'll get it. Tomorrow's going to be the big day, trying to get these things on the semi and get them out of here. But I need to pull, before I start anything or even try to start, I got to pull this engine stop apart and make sure that's not froze up. I do have batteries. I'm sure they're garbage, but I also have a nearly full tank of some liquid substance that smells sort of like diesel. The nice thing about these being multi-fuel is they should run on whatever that crap is. No batteries in 22, but another full tank of substance. Let's throw a battery in a couple of these. All right, jump starter's on. Neutral. Clutch. I wish one of these had some gauges in it I could borrow. This one, the engine stop cable's stuck, so I got to pull that apart before I do a whole lot more. All right, got the world's greatest battery setup right here. Give her a little go-go juice. Good looking seat and the gauges. So glad. Come on, baby. Yes! Oh, baby. Look at you. I wish I knew if it was building air pressure. Oh, baby. I knew I liked you. You want to live. Oh, man. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, baby, yeah. Oh, you run. Okay. I got no throttle return spring. So we got the first one on the truck. This is the one with the stuck shut-off cable. So we're gonna open this up and just make sure this is free, because this could lead to an engine runaway, or I mean at the very least not being able to start it or not being able to shut it off, because once these things are running they really don't need any electrical input to continue running. That screw, that screw, I wonder if that should be leaking. Oh, it's that cable that's stuck. Is it the cable or is it this mechanism? It's this. This is stuck. Does it move on this one? Yeah. Let's steal this one. Oh, that's a heater box. Okay. Yeah, this one's got a heater box over here. The other one didn't. For a parts truck, she's not bad. So this is truck 22. Batteries. Swapped the engine shut off with truck 23. It's a little janky, but it's there. Let's see what happens. Good looking seat. I'll never find this. That's mouse poop. Man, this one feels a lot more cramped than that other one for some reason. You want to come around here just in case we have to shut it down? That's not bad. So I got these two home and off the truck. He went back to get the third one. They're going to push it on the trailer with a loader. And I am hopefully going to pull this tie rod right here off this truck, because the truck he's going to get does not have one and cannot be steered. That actually didn't come out of there too bad. Nuts came off easy. Air hammer, sledgehammer. You're right. I could not have done this without you. All right, last truck's here. Got a tie rod. This is gonna be a little dark and need two hands, so I got all three of them here now. There's 22, there's 23. 23 is chained up to the back of 21, which turned out to be a really good decision. I thought about trying to pull that with the loader, but something on 23 is apparently stuck because it pulled hard. It did not want to roll at all. I mean, this thing in first gear, she pulled it, but it did not want to move. So possibly either the parking brake is bound up or one of these wheels is bound up. It wasn't pulling really hard to either side though, so I don't think it's in the front. 23 is probably going to be the last one I get to, because once I get it parked somewhere better than what it is right now, I'm going to take the tie rod back off for 22. I'm going to take the engine stop cable for 22. We got 22 going, but the way we did it, the engine stop cable should be in the dash right there, and the cable was seized up. I started yanking on the cable to get it free, and when I did that, I ended up pulling it all the way out. So right now, this is a two-person job to shut this truck off. Somebody has got to come down here and physically pull this little engine stop and hold it until she shuts down. So the easiest truck to get going was truck 21. It had the fewest mechanical issues, and it's the one we drove on the trailer first. The second easiest to get going was probably the nicest truck, or the one in the best overall condition, which is truck 22. Its only two major mechanical issues so far seem to be that engine shutoff cable that I just pulled out of truck 23 to go in this one, and then it has absolutely no brakes. So I need to address that in the near future. But truck 21 mechanically is pretty sound. It runs, it moves, it steers, it has brakes. So after I topped up the coolant, I decided to take this one out for a little bit of a ride. Took it through all 5 gears, high range and low range, put about 10 miles on it, and I gotta say, it's a really good truck. Now, what do I do with 3 Army trucks? I mean, I love having the fleet here in the front yard, but I get the impression all 3 of these trucks could go on to live far more fulfilling lives than simply holding down my dead grass through the winter. 22 overall, I think, is the nicest condition truck outside of the fact that it has a serious brake problem. 21 does not have near the mechanical issues, but is in cosmetic distress, just like the other 2. They all need tops. 21 needs a passenger seat. They all need at least 1 piece of door glass, if not both of them, like this one. They all need at least 1 door handle, if not both, inside and out. And I'm sure as I play with them, there will be other little things that come along. Now, you'll notice I haven't really addressed truck 23 yet, and that's for a couple of reasons. Number one, this is going to be probably the biggest project. The interior's in the worst shape out of all of them. I have good reason to believe it's going to need a transmission. It's going to have a brake problem. That's just more than I want to tackle out here in the middle of my front yard with winter coming and snow coming and the wind blowing about 60 miles an hour all day. That's why I'm recording this kind of at dusk when the light's not the greatest. This is the first time the wind stopped blowing enough all day. So one interesting thing about 23, I was looking at it earlier, and down here in the frame, right here, we've got what looks like some kind of build date of July 9th, 1966. Now, a military truck built in 1966, it seems very plausible, if not likely, that this truck could have gone to Vietnam. I don't know how to prove that, though, because if it got sent to Vietnam, what are the odds it got brought back? I know a lot did. I know a lot didn't. So if I could track that information down, I would love to be able to identify, you know, did this go overseas, or has this thing been stateside for the last, 67 years now? If this did go overseas and come back, I'm sure a lot of other trucks did too, but I don't want to be the guy that turns a literal war survivor into parts and scrap metal. Yeah, it's got to happen, but it doesn't have to be this one. So if I can verify this thing was in Asia and came home, it will get fixed. It may not get fixed immediately, but it will get fixed. If we can't figure that out, or if we determine that it was stateside the whole time, that might be different. I might be more inclined to use it for parts if it does turn out to have some serious mechanical issues, but we will have to cross that bridge later. The first 2 bridges I need to get crossed involve the brakes on this thing, the gauges in this one and 21, and then just tidying up some of the cosmetic loose ends. And I say that like it's no big deal, but I mean, we start adding up 2 sets of door handles, 3 pieces of door glass, 4 pieces of door glass if we want to replace that cracked one, new tops, new seats, throttle return springs in everything. The parking brake does not work in 21 or 22. I need to sort that out. But these are the most runnable candidates. So I want to get 21 and 22 as nice as I can reasonably make them, and then figure out which one I want to keep. I think 22 is the nicer truck. 21 is just fun. 21 is the first truck I jumped in. 21 is the first truck I started. 21 is the first M35A2 I have ever driven, and as of this moment, it's the one I have the most miles in, albeit only about 10. But we can change that, and we're going to. We're going to go some fun places in whatever one of these ends up living here, because southeastern Wyoming, especially in the winter, these things are going to be fantastic.